For a 7-year-old game, I feel like the graphics are amazing, right? And this is muddied water, right? Who's to say that this water can't just be a little muddied from mud? But look at this skin. Pale. You know why? Because he's been in the cold. And do you know what happens when you're in the cold? Your skin... So my problem is this. When we're doing these, we're slowing that kind of creative field. And we're just going to be fixated on the past remastering these. Alright, so this is going to be my video about the Zero Dawn Remaster that's coming out October 31st. I have a lot of problems with it, and this is the video explaining why. So first, yes, I do understand that it is a $10 upgrade if you already own the game. That's great. Obviously, the graphics are enhanced. I do have some problems with the graphics still, which I'll be talking about in the video too. Alright, so this video is mainly going to be about the graphics. And the remaster does some things besides the graphic upgrades that I feel like I should just mention real quick. I kind of used one source in this case. A big shout out, I guess, to Arktix, Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, Everything We Know, which I feel like is a good enough video to be able to say, you know, the things that I need to know and retort in this video. And again, the reason why I will not be doing the upgrade. So the remaster does include Wildlands DLC, which originally was $10, and the whole remaster is $10, but you'll be getting you'll only get access to the remastered Frozen Wild DLC version, not the original version. And I'll tell you soon why that's not so good. Next is we got facial animations. So according to Arktix's video, there is going to be 300 cutscenes and interactions now featured with updated facial animations and over 3,000 dialogue sequences. Now, what I did seem to find out about that...
It's not quite at the same level of quality as Forbidden West, I would say, but it's a heck of a lot closer.
Alright, so why not? Alright, don't worry, this isn't an angry video. I'm going to keep my calm. It's about telling the information and getting it out there. But seriously, it's a remaster. Why not make the newer version better than the latest game? I mean, you're already doing the mocap. Anyway,
they actually captured many hours worth of new motion capture data.
Why aren't you making it as good as the newest one, huh? You can't blame technology here. If you're able to incorporate the mocap in that, you should be able to change the animations that much. So again, why not? Alright, next is the audio upgrade. Now, I can't really say too much about this because ultimately I don't have a good enough rig to be able to compare one another, and I don't even want to go through that, so I guess I'm just going to have to trust their word on that. So, yeah. Good for them for doing the audio upgrade and the remaster though, I guess, right? Next, you got loading saves. I think that's kind of cool, but I mean, if you already played this game, you beat this game and all that stuff, I don't see a big reason to kind of like want to, you know, go back in. I'm not somebody to replay so many games, especially when there's so many games out there on the market, like all these. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's a nice feature, you know. I guess I would put that as a, let's say, a positive, okay? You got a positive from me. Good. And the audio, so I guess that's 2 positives, right? There you go. All right, now, on to the main event here. The graphics. Everywhere online, you see good graphics, best graphics.
These are the greatest graphics I've ever seen.
And here we got a video of Digital Foundry talking about how great the graphics are, and here I am to not rebuttal them, retort them, I'm just gonna say what I feel. I know they're an expert when it comes to games and the detail that they talk about and the technology that's kind of behind it, which is also why I'm even more surprised as to why they're so impressed by this.
Ultimately, though, when stepping back and looking at the project as a whole, I walked away pretty impressed.
So I'm going to be looking at this comparison right here as an example. So right here, we're looking at an upgrade that has this kind of different water effect. And I'm going to avoid using the word better. Because yes, I do see that there are kind of like reflections here like that. Right? It's moving. Okay, yeah, it's moving. So I still see that there's like that ripple and stuff that comes here. I know it's not perfect, right?
It's not perfected yet.
This came out 2017, right? 7 years ago. And it sounds kind of like a long time, but in terms of like how much we've evolved with graphics and stuff, I feel like it's not that much of an upgrade. So we got this dust flying in the air and stuff that seems to be, oh wait, that's weird. I saw the dust flying here, another dust flying here. Okay, there's no dust flying here. Okay, well, so that's also strange. Sometimes dust is there, sometimes it's not. The different games, I don't know. Anyway, so that's another little thing to look at there. Now, yes, we have the hair. The hair looks different, right? But again, it doesn't look that much better. Like, it looks great here. Look at that moving side to side like that. Bouncy, but again, it doesn't look bad, right? It doesn't look bad, like as in it didn't need a remake like that. Yes, right, you can see through the water here, but you got the splashes and stuff. I'm going to kind of go into right away why my problem is with this remaster. These are such minute differences, right? This is like just a digital Foundry video going side by side, or just any YouTube video kind of, about somebody posting side to side videos. And the differences with a lot of those videos is that one video would be like, you know, one old game, and then the other video would be another newer game, and they'd be talking about the differences there. This is basically, this is the same game with a remaster beside it. So my problem is this. I'm always about setting standards in any industry. Music, games, movies, politics, whatever, right? And when we start to lower the bar too much, we start to get things like this. And what I mean by that is that we're making a remaster for this game that didn't need it, but we're charging $10 for this kind of upgrade. And more industries are going to stop thinking about doing actual new games, new IPs, or whatever. We're already in a world of sequels, prequels of a franchise, making the 50th game or whatever. But when we're doing these, we're slowing that kind of creative field. And we're just going to be fixated on the past remastering these. And now we have $10 upgrade, which is nice, right? Then we're going to have a $20 upgrade, right? And then a $40 upgrade. And all for just having to be able to see water in a 7-year-old game, right? And the hair, you know, I'm looking at this more and more. It looks good. It looks good. For a 7-year-old game, I feel like the graphics are amazing, right? And this is muddied water, right? Who's to say that this water can't just be a little muddied from mud? This water is clear on the remastered, and it almost takes away a little bit of that, dare I say, realism, right? Because now that goes on to, this is a tangent onto my next point. The skin tones. Look at the skin tone. A lot of this game takes place in the cold. It takes place in the mountains. There's snowy landscapes. So now we have the original, you know, palish, lightest skin. Okay, right here. Yes, the skin looks more skin, realistic-y, right? No, scratch the word realistic. The skin looks more skin-like here, right? But look at this skin. Pale. You know why? Because he's been in the cold. And do you know what happens when you're in the cold? Your skin... So this is just a quick little Google article I found here. So some people's skin in sensitive cold... This is by the myhealth.alberta.ca. Very sensitive cold temperatures reacts abnormally. For example, fingers, toes, nose, ears may turn pale or white. Okay? Why does your skin become so pale in the winter? Okay? Like, how much more... Should I ask ChatGPT? Happens to your skin when you're exposed too much to the cold? What color would your skin normally be from that? Pale or white? Red or pink? Red or purple? When blood returns to the skin after coming back indoors or warming up, the skin erupts and turns red. So that's when you start warming up. Yeah, I get that. Pale or white. Initially, as blood vessels constrict to retain heat, skin may appear pale or white. Can you show me the source about the pale? I don't know. Mayo Clinic, National Institutes of Health, American Academy of Dermatology. I'm not a doctor. Neither is ChatGPT. but I think we can come to a conclusion that your skin turns pale when you're too cold. So having said all that, right, I prefer to go with that realistic approach rather than the animated perfect skin model, you know, kind of graphics. Okay? Again, we got the pale skin and we got the clear model skin, right? Ready for a poster, ready to go on the catwalk. This guy, he's ready for battle. He's been dying in the cold. And here, we got the nice threads here. We got the nice threads there. So, all right. Now we're gonna go into some more comparisons here. This looks fantastic. This original looks fantastic, right? It looks fine, but I'm not ready to... you see my arrow? No, you cannot. You can't see my arrow. That's annoying. Anyway, the hair right here looks good. I wouldn't change that. I wouldn't change this. What's this? This is gray hair now we're doing? We're doing gray hair? And you know what? The same thing happened with Dead Rising. Why are remakes getting gray hair? Because it's an older game, so you want to symbolize the character to be older? I mean, this is just a side character too. Alright, don't worry. This isn't an angry video. I'm going to keep my calm. It's about telling the information and getting it out there. Alright, what do we got here? We got original remastered. So view distance seems to be basically the same. What? You got more shadows here. Like... And again, I hate doing this. I really hate doing this because I'm nitpicking such a stupid thing. But my point is that I just don't want this fad where people start paying $10 for remasters and then it just becomes a thing. And then the worst part about all this is just how easy it is for developers to do this more and more and more and more, especially when they say remastered. How easy it is for developers to do this kind of thing. There's so many tools out there to make textures higher. I mean, NVIDIA came out with a thing talking about how just in your graphic settings, you could just make an option, a setting that would just make all your graphics so much nicer, all because of this AI tool that they have now. And they're just incorporating that in their games straight up, like by default. So I'm not saying that's what they necessarily did, so I'm not accusing them necessarily of lying, but I'm saying that it's just going to get easier and easier for them, and they could get away with charging more and more, especially if this becomes the norm, which is the point of this video. Let's see what else we got here. Just a random nice little thing. So, okay, the rocks are extruded. They look more extruded than they did before. Doesn't matter, it's still going to be a 2D plane. It's not like Alloy's legs are going to be a little bit higher than the other.
Alright, don't worry, this isn't an angry video. I'm going to keep my calm. It's about telling.
And the other thing that I also really hate doing, the reason why I hate doing this is because gamerly wise, I'm not a graphic guy. I had the option of buying a 4K monitor, sprucing up my computer to do 4K graphics and stuff like that, but I don't care. I do not care about that. I don't even watch my movies at 4K. that's kind of a separate thing. I probably would want to maybe eventually, but the point is, for gaming, I always not only enjoy mechanically in the games, but I enjoy my frame rate more. So I always do ultra performance instead of ultra graphics or ultra good looking. I don't even know what it's called in the settings because I don't look at it. I just go right away, ultra performance, that's all I want to know, right? Or if there is an ultra performance, I would put everything at low, right? Not low, but you know, whatever my computer can take. If I don't have 144 frames, I'm going to put that shit a little bit lower, right? Until I do. So there's that. But anyway, and now here we're talking about a little more saturation, right? I don't give a fuck. Right, leaves, we're just doing stuff with the color. So unless I feel like the time I want to go in a 7-year-old game and just look at the leaves just super close like that and be like, oh, that leaf is out of color, or it could have been more colorful. No, then just don't. I don't know, if you're like that, go review a new game so that developers can make better games in the future, not fix their old mistakes. Right? Horizon Zero Dawn is a great game for all intents and purposes. It's a nice open world, explorative game. that tells a nice story. Is it necessary? Like, that's going to be the theme of this video. Is it necessary? Right? It looks fantastic here. And on top of that, if you also do the upgrade, you're going to lose this face. And let me just scoot over here. You're going to get this face instead. Right? Now, I'm not saying one is uglier than the other.
I just saw multiple people say 500. There is no shot. I just saw multiple people say 500.
But I'm saying that you're changing that character alloy. So if you got a statue or you've been doing paintings of alloy, you're losing this face and you're getting this face. And I'm not saying this is the first time it's ever happened in gaming history. Of course, it's happened in many others. Tomb Raider, Hitman, you know, all those kind of games, right? Sure, they have their upgrade. Max Payne is probably one of the biggest, hardest examples right there. This is the same game, right? Like, you have drawings that are going to say, you know, Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Zero Forbidden West might have a different little bit of a face. I don't really remember. But now you're going to have Horizon Zero Dawn and then Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered art pieces that are going to be based on this face right here. So, another little problem. So if you want to upgrade, you know, we're losing on that. Anyway, yeah, I mean, the water looks almost better here. Almost better. And again, that muddy effect, we want a little bit of that griminess, that dirtiness, right? Sure, the color is a nice little, you know, a nice little thing because it gives more color to the world, I guess you can say. But it looks so lively, right? When it's supposed to be kind of a depressed, post-apocalyptic kind of scenario here, we gotta, like, you know, happy fantasy land. And again, I am super nitpicking, but this is what these guys have forced me to do, right? They forced me to nitpick this to hell. And yeah, and let's look at the clouds here. I remember this. This is just ridiculous to me. I did show someone, you know, like hiding, right? Oh, don't see if it's remastered and original and tell me which one. They were able to tell me that the remastered one was on the left side, and I have a feeling that the reason why they said that is because of the character model, right? The character model, not the clouds. What are you fucking doing with those clouds, man? And also, those clouds look like almost more realistic with the like translucency and the blurriness around it and stuff. These look a little more sharp, a little more, but again, there's day and night cycles or whatever, so they, you know, have different times of day, so I'm looking at different clouds, but I can't believe I'm like looking at clouds and, you know, talking about it. And oh, something that I also want to say about the original 7-year-old game is how nicely the foliage moves, like the plants move when you're walking by and everything like that, right? I remember Sony games just kind of doing that pretty well. Like Days Gone does that, and Last of Us does that. But yeah, when you walk by it, it kind of gives that little brush by. I'm saying that, but I don't even see that in this clip. I'm saying that right now, and I don't see that. So that's kind of funny. Wait, are you kidding me? Why does original look better? Look at that wind. Look at that wind. This is not here. Where's the wind? And the wind's blowing. It's not like the wind's not blowing. So I'm not faulting Digital Foundry too hard. Just a little disappointed. I feel like they're praising this a little harder than it should have been phrased. And it's a little annoying. Because it's going to make people really want to... I mean, they trust their opinion, which they should. Digital Foundry has a lot of great tips, a lot of great knowledge, and probably a lot of great inside knowledge too, being at this for so many years. But just because it probably swayed so many people, I feel like I had to kind of put my voice out there a little, as I've had this discussion with several people regarding this whole remaster, remake, whatever situation here that we got here. I'm not going to get it. In fact, I'm going to play this game like I've played this game very little, right? But I'm going to play this game and I'm going to finish it. And I am not going to get the remaster. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, and you know, like it if you liked it, or down thumbs it if you don't think so. But if you down thumbs it, let me know why. I'd like to kind of know, you know. See you, and I'm not going to edit this too hard because it's going to come out very soon, and I want enough people to watch it before it actually releases, like before this remaster comes out, which is the whole point of me doing this, kind of deterring people to, you know, not do it. And this looks fantastic. The rocks look better. Anyway, I'm done. Make your decisions wisely, everyone.
Reticent to say that this is the best way forward for Sony, just to go back and you know, embellish relatively recent games when there's so much more that could be done.